Hey guys, today Sonia and I are going to talk about additional incomes, considering MLMs and Uber driving, how to tighten your belts a little bit. But at the end, we'll talk about how some MLMs have undone themselves with moves, business moves or changes they've done. I want you to go into that sort of thing with understanding that you're just going to get about half and half of real what's possible and go in with your eyes wide open. Hope you enjoy the video. Being sole parents at different stages, we both know how to do that. So it's
Yeah.
not as if, yeah.
Well, that's
Mm.
okay. I went and did some Uber driving at the weekend because I wanted to
Oh,
spend more money than I earned.
yep.
I thought, oh well, I best go earn more then.
Good.
Because I mean, I can always try and get more work as a
Mm.
teacher, but I just don't want to do that. Like I'm happy with
Yep.
my part-time gig. It gives me
Mm.
enough money to pay my bills. So
Mm.
it's only if I want more money than my part-time gig, which
Yeah.
sometimes I do.
And then you've got avenues to do so. I
Mm,
mean, my original coach for business taught us you have to have 10 streams, up to 10 streams of income. They
mm,
don't have to be active this minute, but that you have to have avenues where you can go to and then do that.
mm,
So women in particular usually do some MLMs, multi-level marketing or something like that, or sell stuff off or
mm,
yeah. And
mm,
so you do that. You've got your
mm,
consistent income and then you've got the one that you can, one or two that you can add on.
mm, mm.
Mm. I feel
Yeah,
like I've
well,
got
there was.
nothing at the
Oh,
moment.
pardon.
I feel like I've got none at the moment.
Mm,
But
mm,
yeah, there's a number there that I just haven't activated. Yeah.
mm, mm. Well, and regional does limit what you can do more.
Yes,
To be
yes.
more creative.
And if you are doing MLM, I remember the old Tupperware days. We had to travel so much further. Our costs of running a
Mm,
Tupperware business were massive compared to
mm,
city people, just because if you want to do a party, you might have to drive 50, 100 kilometres more.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll never do that again.
Which ones have you done? I've done.
Oh, Tupperware, Avon, Nutrimetics, a kids' clothing one. That actually
Oh,
went
yeah.
really well. I did, like I had and I can't even remember what it was now, but it was quite a trendy kids clothing one. But along with that, I did my own clothing, so made clothes myself. And back in the day, what you could do because this was because you were regional actually, because there was really only one Kmart in the area. So
Yep.
sometimes I'd go to the Kmart in their clearance and pick up some clothes for
Mm,
$1 or $2, and then I'd be able to put them in with my other stuff at quite a significant profit. And
mm,
people were really happy because they didn't have access to those things. It's quite different now with the easy access
mm.
of online shopping, etc. But back then it
Yes.
wasn't. So yeah,
Mm,
I combined that with like the children's clothing with stuff I made myself, as well as just picking up other
yeah.
bits and pieces around.
Yeah.
That one, yeah, that one did all right. But I
Mm.
think that's all I did. So what was that? Avon, Tupperware, Nutrimetics, kids' clothing. Can't think of any others.
Yeah. I did Amway twice. I think I've done Tupperware two or three times.
Hmm.
Enyo, Salamander clothing, which was a bit like postie clothing. Um,
Yeah. I never got into the posty clothing. I mean, I bought it,
no,
but I never
but it did,
to
yeah, I
sell
never
it. I
did
wasn't
postie, but I did,
into.
yeah. Oh, there's a whole heap that I did because Avon as well. Did I say that? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
Because I was often mobile and living in a different place and like you just on a low income, just needed to supplement. So but also I did things so I could get stuff cheaper. So I did creative memories with scrapbooking, and also what was the other one called? Can't remember, but I've done a couple of those. So I use my profit and my discount to build my stuff
mm,
up. But I
mm,
did the same with the Tupperware and
mm. Well,
yeah.
that was, yeah, I found I didn't make a lot of money out of the only one I made a fair bit of money out of was the kids' clothing range.
Clothing. Was that
That one,
pumpkin patch?
no,
No.
no, it wasn't.
Mm.
But I can't remember what it was. Oranges and lemons.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one.
They did some really nice clothes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the only one I consistently could sort of rely on for income, whereas the others were more, there'd be a bit of money here and there, but really what it
Mm.
meant was getting those things mostly free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were
Mm.
able to,
Mm.
even now, and
Mm.
I've got rid of a lot of the Tupperware over the years. I'm still
Yeah.
pull out some, and I think that is like 30 or 35 years old from
Yep.
back
That's
when,
it.
yeah, back when I
Yeah.
was
No.
building
Same.
Tupperware. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. When
I,
the modular mates come out, I did my entire pantry. So.
I'm a little
Mm.
bit ambivalent about the whole MLM thing. I don't
Mm.
think they're a scam, though
No.
there can be some that are scams.
Mm.
However, so long as they're a true MLM, but
Mm.
most people don't really make the money. They hype you up. You go to your monthly
Yeah.
meetings or whatever, and hype you up, and they have their
Mm.
top earners there. But
Mm.
most people don't ever get to those levels.
Yeah. Mm.
And some of them, it's not because they didn't work hard.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes yeah, you have to sort of find your own balance with it. It's like everything. There's only going to be 1% that really rock the worlds in anything.
Mm,
I still use Melaleuca Australia, and I still promote it to those who are interested. And I still have a group below me, so I get a little bit of kickback. But the products are so good, and they've helped me with my health, so I probably wouldn't ever bother to get rid of that one.
mm,
But I looked at those that were big money makers,
mm,
and I thought that's not a lot of money to me if you really break it down. So it really is, the benefit is in the discounts, and they have a point system which is worth lots more than flybys so I can save up points and buy something that I haven't tried before but not
mm,
spend money. And
mm,
so yeah, and then when I want to use it, I've got that
mm,
extra bit. So
mm,
early years I used to do the Christmas shopping, so I
mm,
could just go
mm,
and do that. So
mm,
wherever you can save money is good.
mm,
Um, Sometimes you've got to look at the budgetary stuff though. There's Melaleuca sells some oils, but only a very small range, but they're the cheapest and they're not processed with alcohol. So they're a better cold press type
quality. Yep.
system. The next good one is doTERRA. They do a huge range because that's their main theme, and they're processed properly. The next one is not Nutrimetics, it's another mob, all pink stuff. Can't remember, but it's really, really expensive. And it's just not worth it.
Mm,
And
mm,
yeah, they promote, say, get yourself a pink rolls at the end and all this sort of stuff. Well, no one in Australia really gets that far with it. So
mm,
living, young living, yeah,
mm,
the prices are like nearly double.
mm.
So you really do have to do your maths. But like you said, people get caught up in all the hoopla.
It does become almost like a religion in some ways.
Cult. Yeah,
Yeah.
they
I
are.
was going to say cult, but then I
I am.
stopped my tongue.
Oh, that's okay. I'll put it out there. No, some of them are. I remember the first time I went to a Tupperware thing, because my brain, even when I was younger, was thinking in practicality and business. And I went to this Tupperware event where people were getting prizes, and they were squealing like the Beatles fans in the
Mm,
60s. It was just like, you really, and I just sort of had to get out because the
mm,
volume and the pitch was just over the top. And
mm,
they'd be screaming because they won I don't know, porcelain bowl or an iron, you know, like ironing iron. And I'm like, what the fuck is this about?
Mm, mm,
Just, yeah. So they do, they hype people up. And if those people needed that, that's fine too.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So I'm a little guarded and also brutally honest. So I don't tell people I can make hundreds of thousands out of something. I'm going,
No, no, with those type of things, I think if you want that product yourself,
"Mm,
I think it can help you to get a good rate because most of those products are very expensive that
yes,
are in the
yeah,
MLM. So if you
mm,
want that, then often you can get the products for yourself at a reasonable amount. But I,
yeah,
yeah, don't think they're big money. Um,
spinners.
yeah, spinners.
Mm. With the Melaleuca, the prices are good if you work out because they're concentrates and stuff like that. A couple of things may look really expensive, but because of their business structure in the States, how they've set themselves up, they don't need to capitalize massively. The reason MLMs are mostly expensive is because they've got to set up on their own, and the cost of getting their product into Coles or Woolies is
Mm,
just so exorbitant as well.
mm,
So you do see some that eventually convert over to large commercial suppliers,
mm,
but the process that they've had to go through has
mm,
been massively expensive.
mm,
So, and this was probably quoted to me possibly as long as 30 years ago, maybe 40.
mm,
I think it cost 30,000 then to present your product to the Coles people.
mm,
And that was that long ago. That was the cost of a house. So
mm,
imagine what it is now to,
mm,
yeah.
mm,
So yeah, if you're looking for small bucks and just, yeah, like, yeah, buying you like the product, you want some of the product and you want to just cushion your own income a little bit, brilliant idea. And they're a lot of fun.
mm.
And yeah,
Well,
and
and
your
you
friends
get to
do
meet
support you.
people,
Yeah.
make new
Mm,
connections and
that's right. Yeah. So it's a good social
mm.
outlet in a lot of ways too.
But
So
what I found in the country, and I'm assuming it's the same in the city, I don't know because I was in the country at the time, um, is though you sort of they're built in this obligation to go to these parties and spend money, like
mm,
and because it's like, oh, if we get two new bookings from here, then your hostess can get this extra amazing
yeah, yeah.
gift, and
It's manipulative. Yes.
yeah, and
Mm.
and you just find that you end up your friend circles go round and round, and well, for me, it just come to a point where, and they'll say,
Couldn't.
oh, because you have to have a minimum number of people come too, so you'd have to have
Mm,
6 people or 8 people or something
yeah.
to be eligible
Mm,
for the gift at that level and whatnot. And they'd say, oh,
mm.
just come along and don't spend anything. But when you'd go along and not spend anything, you feel so bad.
Yeah, yeah.
You feel like,
It is manipulative using guilt against you. Yeah.
yeah. So
Mm,
I just found all of that really
yeah.
quite
And that was the other
hard.
thing. You're not allowed to retail with Melaleuca Australia. I
Mm,
can't sell a product to you. Um, Only members can purchase. Okay, so if you really need the product, the supplements are the big thing, and I do need them. So yeah, so it works. So and the
mm,
people that I've got, I mean, my doctor signed up after she saw what the supplements did for me. So it's more people seeing how things
mm,
operate, or yeah, the products work, and then being interested in the product,
yeah.
not that whole obligation thing.
Yeah, well, that
Mm,
was what I just found difficult, like from
yeah,
a participant
mm,
point of view.
yeah,
Oh, you just think, oh yeah,
and
another party to go to.
I think that's what shot Tupperware in the foot. They changed the structure of their selling. So while you could buy individual items, they didn't promote them.
Mm,
What they promoted was hundreds of dollars of sets. So they were pushing for much larger single sales
mm,
and then trying to still run the party plan. Well, people couldn't do it. You've been to 3 parties, you've got every bloody set they, do. And then you've got the 5th, 6th, and 7th party to go to in your friend circle. So I think that's probably what pushed them over the edge, is this attempt to manipulate at a higher level, and it failed. So there are companies like Enyo was the cloths and stuff. Now they did something really similar. But what they also did was they told the people had gotten to a certain level with a group below them, and they took that off them.
Oh,
So their
really?
best salespeople, right, went, bugger you, and
Mm.
left. And they
Well,
nearly, I
that's
don't know
right,
what,
because the only reason they're in it is to make money.
yeah. And so I don't know whether they're still going or not. But in the meantime, there's another one called Norwex.
Norwex. Yeah.
Yeah. And so people are doing that. So they need to be really, and I believe Amway left Australia as far as having a warehouse some years back,
Mm.
because
Well, I
they're struck.
found Amway
Mm,
very cultish.
that's the
Just their
cult of
whole
cults in MLM, yes.
the whole positive mindset that you can do it, and just
Mm,
yeah, I actually didn't really like Amway's business practices very much.
mm,
Some of
yeah.
their products I thought were okay,
Mm.
but their business practice, I don't know, there was just something about it that I didn't like.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a couple of real structural issues there. If you just went along and did it how the down to earth people sort of did it,
Mm.
fine. But there were some really smart people that worked out that they could, because it had this 3% at every bloody level, that you could keep going and build way, way deeper. The problem is it got to the point where there's nothing left for the company. So Melaleuca in the States actually was approached by the owner of the product to build an Amway-like business, and the owner of, well, this businessman said no, because there's some real faults with the structure. So
Mm.
they
Well, it becomes a
built,
pyramid scheme in the end, doesn't it?
essentially, yes.
Mm.
So then they sort of truncated it so you can go to a certain level if you're going to do that. In America, there were people that made millions out of it, but the company wasn't making anything. And then, yeah, so there needs to be a halfway between those. But certainly the business practices of those in Amway were really challenging.
Mm.
Yeah, and some of the people were making more money off the events than they were off
Mm.
Amway.
Exactly.
Yeah, they would dry hire the Adelaide Entertainment Centre,
Yep.
and then all the directors would do all the work, and then they'd get the ticket money. And it's like, well, that's, yeah, not
Exactly.
quite how it's meant to be.
No, no,
Yeah.
exactly. So how did
Mm.
the top tier people did actually make the money, but it
Yeah.
wasn't often from
But
the
not off
products.
the
Yeah.
actual, yeah, products.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
And the products
So
were
they're just
great, but
selling. So they're just selling a
yeah.
lie, really.
Well, that's how I felt, yeah.
Mm.
And the products were fantastic because they were the first concentrated ones. And in 5 minutes, they were copied. That's going to happen.
Mm.
So you bring out the best mousetrap, and any minute someone's going to copy it even faster now, probably next second.
Mm.
So, yeah. So really need to go in with your eyes wide open and go, okay, what's the reality here? Because I'm going to be presented with 50% of crap.
Mm.
And I need to look at, well, product first, I think.
Mm.
So, and if there is no product in something, then run.
Yeah, well, that's right. It
Yeah,
really
because
is
that is
pretty
a,
screaming.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and if there's any variation in the product prices between you and anybody else, run, because that is a pyramid scheme where they,
Mm.
yeah, change the prices. So, yeah, there's a whole heap of rules. Perhaps we should write them down and publish something about it.
Mm.
To, yeah. And I guess less and less will be doing that because there's so many online options now.